I've always loved what Image Metrics does, and now the Faceware spun off. It seemed like a really good opportunity for me to join that team and help out, because one of the things that really interests me, especially with facial motion capture, is taking this really high quality facial motion capture that we see in like Avatar and Tintin and Rise of the Apes, the movies I worked on, and trying to take that down to the game level, because I get really excited about these new opportunities of delivering that same level of quality to games and television broadcasts. And I think that there's a real opportunity to transform the industry by bringing compelling characters and interesting personalities to everyone. Some of the work that I have done in the past, and with the great teams of Weta and Sony and Animal Logic, I've had the opportunity to influence the way that the direction's heading with motion capture. And as soon as we started doing stuff on Avatar, you know, with the head cams, the whole industry started following. And yeah, I'd like to continue, but more with a more global reach. The setup right now that we're using, just a head-mounted camera, but it's not even limited to that, especially with the technology that we have at Faceware. It's you can use any video reference right now. It's creating a much more flexible type motion capture solution that I think directors are going to become very impressed with, because now you don't really need to have a motion capture head camera. You can just shoot at live action plates and do face replacements just from a witness camera. And this is I think this is a really compelling thing for directors nowadays, because you're not limited by the technology. It's just more let the people perform and grab that information and solve it directly onto the rig. We'll be working with feature films and television and games all together. It's not my intent to go back and work directly on feature films. I like the idea of helping design and selling facial software. There's so much more of an opportunity to affect a global market rather than just one or two specific shows, which is what I've done in the past. It's all becoming image-based, like with Avatar, Rise of the Apes, and stuff like that. And one of the things that we're really starting to notice with video images is you get these really great quality plates, and you can really understand the movements of the face, and being able to solve just the actual pixels is what Image Metrics does. Gives you so much more quality to the actual input data that you're putting in, instead of having, back in the old days where you'd use optical mocap markers. You'd have like a marker here and say here, but it's a really sparse data set that doesn't really record the face, just more of the muscle movements. But now we're really getting in-depth features and stuff like that really brings the character alive. But I think where it's going is it's going to be a bit more automated. I mean, like with the types of motion capture that we've seen in the past, there's always quite a manual effort in it. And right now we're looking at ways to fully automate very, very realistic characters just from the get-go. And I think what we're looking at is trying to figure out methods to bring these really compelling characters, within a button push, so it can kind of just automate everything into a point where it requires less and less user feedback and makes things work a lot faster for many, and drives the cost of creating these compelling characters down, so they're very affordable to all markets.